Hello students, I hope you are doing well. Today we will discuss a topic from chapter 4, that is biomolecule, and today's topic is lipids. So lipids are a heterogeneous group of compounds that are an important component of the living cells, and together with carbohydrates and proteins they make main constituent of the plants and animal cells. The example includes fats, oil, steroid and waxes. They serve as a fuel for the cellular energy and make up the building blocks of the structural and functional unit of a living cell. So, lipids are organic compounds and they are formed mainly from alcohol and fatty acid. There will be a esterification reaction and one molecule of the water will be released and there will be production of a ester molecule, or in this case you can say it is a lipid. These lipids have some common properties. Okay, first one is they are relatively insoluble in water because they are non-polar in nature and soluble in the non-polar solvents such as ether, chloroform, alcohol, etc. The simple lipids include the neutral fats and waxes, and the examples of the lipids in our cell, like they are present in cell membrane, they are present in vitamins like A, D, E, K, and they also present in some hormones. So they serve as a main component of a living cell. Now the types of the lipids. First type is triglycerides. Neutral fats are also called triglycerides and are main energy storing compounds in the body. These triglycerides are esters of fatty acid with trihydroxyglycerol molecule. Whenever a hydroxyl group of the glycerol is esterified with a fatty acid, it is known as monoglyceride or monoacyl glycerol. And two more fatty acid will be attached in the same way here, and there will be release of water molecule. And this reaction is known as condensation reaction and the product will be triglyceride. This is the ester bonds. So here is the overall structure. There will be a glycerol head and a tail of fatty acid. So these triglycerides are the lipids obtained from food sources of fats such as cooking oils, butters and animal fats. What is the function of the triglyceride in our body? This triglyceride provide insulation that keep warm and protect the internal organs with a layer of padding. When all the calories are consumed, they convert triglyceride for the future use. Okay. So the next type. The next type is fatty acids. These fatty acids are aliphatic carboxylic acids and they are the building blocks of the fats in our bodies. During digestion, the body breaks down fats into the fatty acids which can then be absorbed into our bloods. What is the chemical structure for the fatty acids? Fatty acids is an unbranched chain of carbon atoms having a carboxyl group, that is COH group, and attached to an R group. There will be a R group or a hydrocarbon chain. These R groups can be methyl or ethyl or even higher number of the carbon group. If methyl group is attached, it is known as acetic acid. If ethyl group is attached, it is known as propionic acid, and so on. These fatty acids have the general formula, that is CH3CH2 whole N COH, and this CH3CH2 whole N CO chain is known as acyl radical. The COH group or carboxylic acid group of the fatty acid is strongly polar. It ionizes in the water at intracellular pH by loss of a proton. The hydrocarbon chain is insoluble in water and non-polar in nature. So, these fatty acids have hydrophilic as well as hydrophobic both characters. What is the functions for this fatty acid? The fatty acids have many important functions in our body, including energy storage. If glucose is not available for the energy, these fatty acids are used by cell as a fuel. The fatty acid structures has varied hydrocarbon chains and they vary in chain from acetic acid that has 2 carbon atoms to the lignoceric acid that has 24 carbon atoms. The butyric acid with 4 carbon atoms is the normally shortest Fatty acid found in the human fat. The most abundant fatty acids that are present in the human body are those having 16 or 18 carbon atoms. For example, the palmitic acid that has 16 carbon atoms. The fatty acids are further classified into two broad groups. First one is saturated fatty acid and second one is unsaturated fatty acid. The fatty acids which have the maximum possible attached number of hydrogen atoms is known as saturated fatty acids. Each carbon atom attached with two hydrogen atoms and one of the terminal carbon atom has three hydrogen atoms attached to it, while the other terminal carbon atoms is attached with a carboxylic group. That is the structure for the saturated fat. The examples include palmitic acid, stearic acid, etc. The unsaturated fatty acids are not fully saturated with the hydrogen atom, and carbon atoms will join by the double bonds. So that is the main difference between the saturated and unsaturated fatty acids, that the saturated fatty acid only have single bonds between them, but unsaturated fatty acid also contain double bonds between them. The examples of the unsaturated fatty acids include oleic acid, linoleic acid, etc. Okay. Here is an example given of the conversion of a saturated fatty acid into an unsaturated one. This is the structure for a saturated fatty acid, that is stearic acid, and removal of the hydrogen at the carbon number 9 and 10 result in the formation of the oleic acid, that is a unsaturated fatty acid, and it shows double bonds between the 9th and 10th carbon. Another important topic is there are main two types of unsaturated fatty acid, that is MUFAs and PUFAs. MUFAs means monounsaturated fatty acid. Only one double bond is present between the whole chain, and the oils that contain the MUFAs like olive oil, peanut oils are typically liquid at room temperature but starts to turn solid whenever they are chilled. Okay, these MUFAs are very beneficial for our health because they help to reduce the bad cholesterol level, that is LDL, and keeping your LDL level low reduces the risk of heart disease and stroke. MUFAs means polyunsaturated fatty acid. At least two double bonds are present. These MUFAs can be further classified into three groups on the basis of their chemical structure. Okay? Omega-3, omega-6 and omega-9, where the first double bond is located between the 3, 6 or 9 carbon atom. So, two or more double bonds are present between the polyunsaturated fatty acids and makes them entire molecule very weak, so they stay liquid at room temperature. This is the example for the MUFA, that is omega-9 MUFA, and the name is cis-9-octadecenoic acid. Here 18 carbon atoms are present and one unsaturation is there, and this double bond is present between the 9th and 10th carbon atom. An example of PUFA is omega-3,6 PUFA. The name is eicosapentaenoic acid, or you can say EPA. This is an omega-3 fatty acid, and 20 carbon atoms are present and 5 unsaturations are there, and double bonds are present between 5th, 8th, 11th, 14th and 17th carbon atoms. Sometimes doctors say you should avoid PUFAs. So why should we avoid the PUFAs? Because the primary issue with the PUFAs is that they are very unstable. All fats have a temperature above which they are oxidized. For PUFAs, the temperature is very low, and whenever they are oxidized, it produces the free radicals, means the reactive oxygen species, or ROS or ROS. So these free radicals can lead to the severe cellular damage in your body. That's why the higher level of PUFAs should be avoided always. Okay. Lipids are easily stored in the body, and they serve as a source of fuel and are an important constituent of the structure of the cells. The other examples of lipid include the cholesterol, triglyceride, waxes, steroid like cortisons, etc. The compound lipid means the lipids that are complete with the another type of chemical compound comprises the lipoprotein, glycolipids, phospholipids that are present in our cells. The lipids are fatty, box-like molecules found in the human body and other organisms, and they serve several different roles in the body, including fueling it, storing energy for the future, sending signals through the body, and being a constituent of the cell membranes which hold the cells together. The lipids are divided into three main groups. First one is triglyceride, second one is steroid, third one is phospholipid. This is the structure for the cholesterol. This is a free fatty acid chain. This is a triglyceride. That three fatty acid molecule is compressed with a glycerol molecule, and the phospholipid, it has two hydrophobic fatty acid tail and a head consisting of a phosphate group. So what is triglyceride? These triglycerides are lipids obtained from the food sources such as cooking oil, butter, animal fats. And chemically they are consisting of a glycerol bounded to the free fatty acid molecule. The triglycerides provides insulation that keeps and protects the internal organ with a layering of padding. When all calories are consumed, they convert into triglyceride for the future use. Now the steroids and the phospholipids. Steroids. Steroids are a type of lipid that include the hormones and cholesterol. The cholesterol is produced by the body and consumed through foods. It plays an important role in the production of hormones. These hormones include the sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone, and other hormones like adrenaline, cortisol, progesterone, you can say. The cholesterol is the most abundant steroid lipid in the body, and they are very important for the new cell formation and repair of the old cell. This is the structure for the cell membrane, and it is the phospholipid bilayer. Here the cholesterols are present as a supporting structure. They help to stabilize the all over bilayer structure of the cell membrane. Okay. But the side effect of cholesterol, that is, having too much cholesterol is a bad thing because it can combine with the other compounds in the blood and it can build up as a plaque in arteries that can reduce the blood flow. So having a high cholesterol level always increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. And phospholipids, they are derivatives of the triglycerides and they are slightly different in the molecular level from this triglyceride molecule. Half of each molecule is water soluble and other is not, and which causes them to react differently than the triglyceride. Located on the cell membrane, they form a double layered membrane structure, half of which is water soluble, that is the extracellular part, and half of which is water insoluble, that is intracellular part. Okay, this is the phospholipid bilayer, and inner structure is hydrophobic and outer structure is hydrophilic. Okay, these lipids located on the cell membrane are responsible for protecting and insulating the cell. Okay. Now the classification of lipids. Lipids can be classified into broad three classes: simple lipids, compound lipids, and derived lipids. Simple lipids are esters of the fatty acids. Whenever these esters of the fatty acid are combined with the glycerol, they are known as fats. And whenever they are combined with the long chain alcohols, those are known as waxes. After that, whenever these esters of the long chain fatty acids are combined with alcohols and also contain other groups, they are known as compound lipids. And derived lipids are mainly composed of hydrocarbon rings and the long hydrocarbon side chain. Yeah. Simple lipids are esters of fatty acid with various alcohols, and they are broadly classified into four groups: fats and oils, simple triglyceride, mixed triglyceride, and waxes. The fats and oils include the esters of fatty acid with trihydroxy alcohol and glycerol. A fat is solid in the room temperature and oil is liquid. Examples include triglycerides and triacyl glycerides. Now the simple triglycerides. They include one in which the three fatty acid radicals are of the same type. An example includes tristirine and triolene. Next is mixed triglycerides, means they are one in which three fatty acid radicals are from different origins. An example is bispirolene. And last one is voxes. Voxes are the esters of fatty acid with high molecular weight monohydroxy alcohols. An example includes beeswax and carnauba. Next type is compound lipids. They are esters of fatty acid with alcohol and possesses additional groups also. The compound lipids are further classified into two groups, that is glycolipids and phospholipids. The glycolipids are compounds of the fatty acid with carbohydrates and contain nitrogen but do not contain the phosphoric acid. And the glycolipids also include certain structurally related compounds comprising the groups gangliosides, sulfolipids and sulfatides. And phospholipids are compounds that containing fatty acids and glycerol in addition to the phosphoric acid, nitrogen bases and other substituents. They usually possess one hydrophilic head and two nonpolar tails, and they are further classified into three groups: phosphoglycerides, phosphoinositides and phosphosphingosides. The phosphoglycerosides are found in membranes, and examples include lecithin and cephalin. The phosphoinositides are present in the phospholipids of brain tissues and soybeans, and they play an important role in the transport processes of the cell. The phosphosphingosides are commonly found in nerve tissues, and their example is sphingomyelins. Here, the structure for some phospholipids are given. This is for phosphoglyceride. The example of the phosphoglyceride include lecithin phospholipid. So this is the non-polar tail portion, and this is the polar head group or hydrophilic head group, and this is the polyene group present in the lecithin phospholipid. Here the structure for the phosphosphingoside is given. An example include sphingomyelin. This is the sphingosine group, this is the fatty acid portion, this is the phosphoryl group, and this is the polyene group. And the last example is phosphoinositides that are present in the cell membrane. It is the inositol head group portion, and it is the phosphodiester link between the glycerol and inositol head group, and this is the acyl chain portion into the lipid bilayer. Okay. So last type is derived lipids. Derived lipids are substances that derive from simple and compound lipids by the process of hydrolysis. An example includes the steroids, statins and carotenoids. The steroids do not contain the fatty acid and they are non-saponifiable and are not hydrolyzed by heating. They are widely distributed in animals where they are associated with physiological processes. An example includes estrins. Next type is terpenes. They are found mainly in plants. An example includes the natural rubber. And last type of the derived lipid is carotenoids. They are mainly tetraterpenes and exclusively of plant origin. And they are widely distributed in both plants and animals. The example includes the lycopene, carotenes and xanthocene. Now the functions of lipids. The lipids are storage compounds and triglycerides serve as a reserve energy for the body whenever the other sources of energy like carbohydrates are already used up or exhausted. Polyunsaturated phospholipids, they are present mainly in the cell membrane and they form the double-layered membrane structure. They also provide the fluidity and flexibility to the cell membrane. The layers of fat in the subcutaneous layer of our skin provides the insulation and protection from cold. Some lipids like prostaglandin and steroid hormones act as cellular metabolic regulators. These prostaglandins are potent regulators of bone cell metabolism and are synthesized by many other cell types in the skeleton. Some lipids are small molecules and they are insoluble in water, so they act as a signaling molecules. You can take the example of sphingosine 1-phosphate. It is a lipid mediator that controls the cell trafficking and activations. Lipids also act as electrical insulators to the nerve fibers, and they are present in the myelin sheath. The lipoproteins means they are complexes of lipids and proteins. They occur in the blood as plasma lipoprotein, and they enable the transport of lipids in the aqueous environment and through the body. Last point is essential fatty acid like linoleic acid and linolenic acids are the precursors of many different types of eicosanoids, including the prostaglandin and thromboxane. What is this eicosanoids? These eicosanoids are signaling molecules made by enzymatic or non-enzymatic oxidation of polyunsaturated fatty acids or arachidonic acid. What is this arachidonic acid? This arachidonic acid is a type of polyunsaturated fatty acid that is present in the phospholipids of the cell membrane. So what is their function? They play an important role in the pain, fever, inflammation and blood clotting. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, feel free to ask me.